Good morning, everyone, and happy Pride. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church in Eugene, and welcome to our Pride celebration. My name is James Trujillo. I use he, him pronouns, and for those of you needing visual cues, I'm a biracial gay man of middle age, middle height, and middle weight with lots of freckles. I'm wearing a white shirt with rainbow suspenders. I'm so happy to be here with you in community today. If this is your first time worshiping with us, you may have noticed this is no ordinary church. All you need is love. You never know what might be happening, so please come back a few more times to really get a sense of who we are. You may have also have some questions about how we do things. So there is a handy guide that is available for those of you to understand our morning worship. It looks just like this, and if you need one, raise your hand and someone will get a copy to you. After service, everyone is invited to stay for coffee hour. Please head over to the South Foyer, which is just right over there, and to meet and greet newcomers and longtime members alike. At 11:30, the Inquirers class continues in that same room. Inquirers is a drop-in class that tells you more about our UU faith and about our own special Eugene church. Before we move into worship time, I have a few announcements for you. Please do check your email because yesterday we sent everyone a very important email about the annual meeting, which is coming in just 2 weeks. Today is also the art reception and book signing for our June art display, Uncle Bunkle. And we're going to have our own mini Pride March, rain or shine, around the block after church, so please join us. Now I'd like to invite Marilyn Milne to come up because she has some exciting news to share with everyone.
Yes, thank you very much for letting me make this big announcement. So, I'm representing the Building and Grounds Committee and beyond with this news of a very exciting project for our church. You may be aware that for 12 years we have hosted formerly unhoused residents in Conestoga huts. There's 4 Conestoga huts over here on the east side of the property. Well, now we have an opportunity to upgrade their living quarters by giving them what we are calling tiny shelters. These shelters have better insulation, better headroom, more space, they are built of wood, they are painted cheerful colors. And we are working with a local nonprofit called Shelter Now Eugene to refurbish 3 used shelters and finish 1 brand new one. They provide the shelters and we provide the land and the labor. And that's where we all can make a difference here. Over the coming weeks and months, you will hear about opportunities to help out, get those shelters ready for occupancy. We'll have several work parties, and you'll see information on that in the coming weeks. I heartily hope that you will be inspired to help out with this project, that you will come to work, that you'll bring your family, that you'll talk to your church groups, your friends here, and come and help make light work and fast work so that we can get those residents moved into better housing. Thank you.
And now let us create a sacred time together by lighting the flaming chalice, symbol of the Unitarian Universalist faith. And I have Silas that will be coming up to join us, who is an expert at this duty. So as Silas is lighting the chalice, I will share these words from M. Jade Kaiser. I want us to raise a whole generation of kids who never learn to hate themselves or treat others like monsters, who never learn that there's anyone, even God, is against. This is indeed part of my queer agenda, to expose children as early as possible to all the possibilities of their beautiful becoming. To leave no doubt that whichever way their love blossoms and their gender blooms and their body unfurls, they will be protected, cherished, and loved. And now let us say together the words of our mission which affirm our shared purpose. Empowered by love, we transform ourselves and serve our world.
All right. Good morning. My name is Laurel Schwingle. My pronouns are she, her, and I am accompanied today by my spouse, Kay, she, her, our child, Ash, he, him, and my service dog, Leroy Brown, he, him. Leroy is a Rottweiler, so is black with tan markings. I am a tall, white, curvy, middle-aged woman with long, graying brown hair wearing a blue dress with pink flowers. When I first started contemplating what pride means to me, my first thought was Mr. Rogers. I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. I hope that you are proud of you too. For much of my life, this has been my role in Pride. As an ally, my role was to open the circle, to provide space for my LGBTQ friends to be, and to say, you go, wave that freak flag high. My job was to support them, to tell them I was proud of them and that I love them as they are. 2 years ago, my child came out. This didn't change my identity. I was still cis, mostly straight, and in a traditional heterosexual marriage. My role as an ally didn't change. My role is still to support him, to tell him I am proud of him and I love him as he is. Then this year, 6-7 months ago, my spouse came out to be. This did change my identity. Suddenly, I'm married to a woman. Am I now a lesbian? I've always identified as femme, long hair, dresses, but I'm married to a girly girl. Nails, heels, stockings. Does that mean, by lesbian law, I have to cut my hair, get a leather jacket, start riding a motorcycle? Lesbian didn't feel quite right. I find queer is a term that fits best and that I have embraced. I'm in a queer family. I'm in a queer marriage. I'm queer. Suddenly, I am part of the LGBTQIA plus community. Now, I am part of Pride. This changes my role, as now Pride is about me. It is time for me to say, I am proud of myself. I am proud that I unconditionally love and support my trans child. I am proud I'm able to love my spouse, whatever the wrapping. This is what Pride means to me. As allies, our role is to support our LGBTQ plus family, friends, community, to tell them we are proud of them and love them as they are. As part of the LGBTQ community, our role is to be ourselves, to stand up and say, I am proud of me. Thank you.
You want to say anything? You all set? Good morning, everyone. I am Kay, she, her, sissy. So what I want to say, I want to do this real quick because I can get long-winded because I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, and we just like to talk. But Pride for me is all of you, the church, and the way you accept me when I come in here. And I might get a little emotional here, but there was a time in our marriage where things fell apart because I made poor decisions. And if you want to know about that, you can pull me aside and I'll tell you about it, but I'm not going to do it now. But you accepted Laurel and Ash into the community while I was not able to be there with them. And I think you helped us stay together. And so thank you for all that. And that's pride to me. Ash is pride to me because Ash is why I came out. And back in 1970s in Boston, South Boston, Massachusetts, that wasn't an option for me. I probably would have got my head handed to me, to be honest with you. But I believe pride is different for everyone, and we all have our own visions of it, but it's all beautiful. And one other thing I want to say is the kids. Back in February, I got to go to the LGBTQ kids meeting. Eli and Simon blew me away. They brought me into a place in my mind where I was like, it's okay to be me, because they're okay to be them. And the community has gotten bigger. And it's a beautiful thing, and I don't know what the heck that was, but thank you for putting up with me.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Pride. My name is Austin Arrowwood, he, him. I am a short, middle-aged, average-weight guy with gray hair and a black shirt with the words that say "Only Human" in the trans colors across the chest. The Britannica Dictionary defines pride as a feeling that you respect yourself and deserve to be respected by other people. As a matter of fact, the Pride celebrations began because in 1969, patrons at the Stonewall Inn in Manhattan decided they would no longer allow themselves to be disrespected simply because they did not conform to how society wanted them to be. Growing up, I was taught that pride is sinful. It's better to conform, blend in, keep quiet, and toe the line. How can you respect yourself if you aren't honoring who you are? When I came out the first time at 29 as a gay woman, I did not feel pride in that identity. I felt like I was still not being true to myself and honest with others. How could I respect myself or expect others to respect me if I was lying to everyone? When I came out as trans at 45, I began to notice that I felt pride in myself over little things. For example, I was able to set boundaries with people and let them know I would not tolerate blatant disrespect of my name or pronouns. By doing this, I let them know I expected and deserved for my identity to be respected. I was able to advocate for myself with medical professionals, to start hormone therapy and begin the process of obtaining gender-affirming surgeries. This gave me pride in my ability to state my needs clearly. I began to work out and lose weight as I became more comfortable in my body. This gave me pride in my ability to make and keep goals for my physical health. I've had people ask me why I still celebrate Pride since I now pass as a cisgender heterosexual male. They wonder why Pride matters to me if I fit into society's mold. Why would I volunteer at Pride events or speak on DEI panels? I saw a quote that answers this question perfectly. It says, "Pride is important because someone tonight still believes they're better off dead than being themselves." Pride is still needed because even with as far as society has come, LGBTQ+ rights to marry who they love, adopt foster children, access gender-affirming care, play on sports teams, and even use the restroom in a public building are being debated across the US on a regular basis. To me, having respect for myself means that I will continue to speak up and help educate others for those who do not feel they are strong enough to advocate for themselves. It means fighting for a future where my grandkids won't have to come out because they would never be put in a closet in the first place. It means that fighting for a world where people are respected and valued for their differences instead of in spite of their differences. For those who do not identify as LGBTQ+, being an ally is showing you respect others enough to believe they know themselves better than you know them. This can be especially difficult for parents or other family members. The important thing to remember is that when someone comes out to you, what's really happening is they are inviting you to see the real them. They haven't changed. They're the same person they always were. The only difference is that now they're allowing you to get to know their heart instead of the mask they've always worn. And by accepting and loving your LGBTQ plus friends or family as they are, you're showing them that you respect and honor them. And this helps them to respect and honor themselves.
Hello, UUCE. I am Frankie Hill, and I am reading a Mary Oliver poem called Last Night the Rain Spoke to Me. It's not explicitly about pride, but I feel like it is very directly implicitly about pride. Last night the rain spoke to me slowly, saying, "What joy to come falling out of the brisk cloud, to be happy again, in a new way on the earth." That's what it said as it dropped, smelling of iron, and vanished like a dream of the ocean into the branches and the grass below. Then it was over. The sky cleared, and I was standing under a tree. The tree was a tree with happy leaves, and I was myself. And there were stars in the sky that were also themselves. At which moment, my right hand was holding my left hand, which was holding the tree, which was filled with stars, and the soft rain. Imagine, imagine, the long and wondrous journeys still to be ours.
Morning, everyone. My name is Jen Youngsun, and I use the pronouns she and her. I'm wearing my clerical collar today. I want to thank James for being worship associate and taking up some extra duties today, because as you can hear, I am not at full voice today. And if I get through a couple of sentences and I can't continue, I may ask you, James, to come up and finish. I'm not sick. There's just something weird in my throat. I want to thank all the participants today of the service, all the people who have spoke so clearly from the heart. I have been truly moved today. Thank you to our musicians, all of our musicians. Thank you for coming. God is queer. God is queer as in strange, surprising, titillating, non-conforming to norms that destroy. As in breaking open new possibilities through flesh entangled and brave acts of collective courage. As in troubling certainties and resisting assimilation and persisting through struggle together. As in interdependence, chosen family, and reaching out to isolated kin. As in always becoming, as in less this or that, and more multi-layered, multi-dimensional, and complex. Queer, as in hurtful when spit from the mouth of hate, but sometimes still also a lighthouse, a history of holy uprising and coming home from within. That lovely piece was written by the same person who wrote our chalice lighting words earlier this morning, M. Jade Kaiser, who identifies as neither male nor female, is a brilliant theologian, an ordained United Methodist clergy person, and co-creator of a website called Infleshed, Spiritual Nourishment for Collective Liberation. M, as many of us did, loved seminary. They went to a Methodist seminary in Austin, Texas, and actually they came out as queer while studying in seminary. As M came closer to the graduation date, they knew full well the church's position that, quote, the practice of homosexuality is incompatible with Christianity. They knew that this path to ordination would be a dead end, but they didn't stop studying and preparing for this day because M needed the church to say no directly to M's face. From 2012 to 2014, M went through an incredible ordeal of trials and appeals and having their case go all the way up to the Methodist equivalent of the Supreme Court. Eventually, M was affirmed and ordained after moving from the Texas conference to the Illinois conference. Last month, as many of you know, the United Methodist Church held its annual conference. And on the first day of their conference, 40 years after 40 years of exclusion, the UMC finally lifted its long-standing ban on gay clergy and same-sex marriage and expanded LGBTQ inclusion in the church. That was on the first day. And on the last day of their conference, on that final day, they voted to allow for the reinstatement of clergy who previously were defrocked under the denomination's bans. I'm definitely losing my voice.
The UMC is one of the largest denominations in the country with 5 million adherents and over 80,000 clergy. And I am hopeful that this will make an impact for the good. Yes, we still have to stay vigilant and watchful. We still have to confront the evils of supremacy and culture. And despite evidence to the contrary, we humans are growing toward the collective liberation of the human spirit. We are evolving and learning how to love more and how to love better. May it be ever so. Amen. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. All right, happy Pride. Marty is going to lead our Pride Parade out this door right over here and down 13th Avenue to the quarter of Chambers. As you go, please grab a sign or a flag, show Eugene our pride. If you're on Zoom, please stay with us as you'll be coming on our parade as well, thanks to Steve Kuzma. Happy Pride, everyone. Thank you. And chocolate cookies in the art gallery.